we'd like to think that voters hold politicians accountable, right? That when they do something incredibly stupid or horrible, they get punished for it, not rewarded. But unfortunately, that is exactly what's happening right now. Following the January 6th insurrection, certain Republicans in both the House and Senate have seen a massive influx of cash and new donors. And unfortunately, the Republicans getting all this money now appear to be the ones who actually supported the insurrection before, of course, it became an insurrection. They all spoke out against it afterwards, but they had no qualms with supporting these individuals, pushing Donald Trump's lies, and of course, voting to not certify the results of the election. So by virtue of those things, they basically supported these individuals. And the two top recipients, Republican Senator Josh Hawley and Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. Taylor Greene, since January 6th, has brought in nearly $1 million in donations. But that is still pennies compared to what's happening over on Josh Hawley's side, because Hawley has pulled in over $1 million from 28,000 individuals. That is terrifying, because what this means is that all of these disaffected Trump supporters are still out there, and they're still trying to get their people in power, I guess, keep them in power, whatever it is. But this isn't a good development at all. These are people who should have been either brought up for a vote to remove them from office, or at the very least censured, which is basically completely useless, but hell, at least it shows that these individuals were being punished in some kind of way. And instead, we sit here and we watch as they rake in all of this cash from all of these Trump supporters. So the Trump supporters are definitely not going anywhere. All they're doing is moving on to the politicians who are most like Donald Trump. And if that trend continues, it means that overall, unfortunately, I have to say this, Trump won. Obviously not the election, but it means that his ideology, this Trumpism, is going to become the Republican Party. It's too soon to tell. Sure, I understand that completely, because obviously it's only been, a little over 2 months since that insurrection took place. And a lot of these donations do have to do with, not the insurrection itself, but the fact that these individuals voted to not certify the results of the election. Maybe it dies down in the coming months or, year and a half prior to the midterms. Maybe it ramps up. Maybe these people voting against the stimulus deal is going to sour them on some folks. Maybe it will embolden them to them. At this point, it's a little too early to make any kind of educated guess about what could possibly happen over the next year and a half. But we do know one thing. Individuals like Hawley and Taylor Greene and plenty of the other folks involved in all of this, Ted Cruz is another one, they're fighting for the soul of the Republican Party by pandering to Donald Trump's base. And if they allow those individuals to move in and actually take over as what the Republican Party stands for, I can promise you that's not going to end well for the United States.